Hello. Hi, everyone. How are we doing? Look at this view. What happened this week? Hi, White Dove, Titan, Cookie. Happy Friday, Cookie. I know we've been waiting this week. Hi, Peaches. Elrad, how are ya? Are we ready to get cooking? Don't even do the snow dance. No. Nope. That's not how we're starting the stream. It's not gonna snow here again. I don't think it's gonna cool off enough. Knocking on knock on that. Yeah, look what Titan brings to this stream. How lovely. Are you doing okay, Titan? You didn't get flooded out or anything? Oh, you did have, oh, Elrad had the flooding. Oh no. That's not good. Yeah, we had that last week. But yeah, we got like what, 30 mil of rain today? You survived it. Oh, phew. That's good, man. I am actually so happy to hear that. You had a lot of wind and rain? Ugh. Yeah, today's weather was just insane, to be honest. The week was good. I literally every Friday, I'm like, Sam, how is it Friday? How is it already Friday? Where does the week go? So obviously that means that we're having fun. What do we have on the go right now? 5 jobs? 6 jobs? We started 3 new ones yesterday, right? Yeah. We started 3 new ones yesterday. We're working on 3 of the older ones today. Oh, some people lost their homes. That is always sad. Yeah! Hi, Vune. Phew. And what else? I'm trying to think of other updates. Nothing too crazy. Yeah, so remember how we left last Sunday's stream is we had the helicopter kind of ripping around our area on a search and rescue. All 3 of the boys, they didn't make it. They found the truck. They found the first 2 boys on the same day, and then they found the other one like 2 days after that. Really sad. So, I mean, the road that they were on, the river rose 6 meters. This isn't 6 feet, 6 meters the river rose. So that's what happened is they were driving down along beside the river and it just flooded and there goes the truck. Sad, sad times. But let's get back to a couple, let's just get into some positivity, guys. Ghost! Yeah, you're gonna lurk, but really you're just here for viewing, and that's okay. So yes, customers last week, everyone loved the food. I love good news. Let's get into it. We've covered hopefully all the bad stuff. This is your time, this is your moment, guys. If you need to rant about anything else, let's get it done. And then we're gonna get cooking. You finished your presentation for next week. Nice. I knew you were busy, Vune, and I was like, Vune hasn't been around. He's working on himself. And I love it. Love it, love it. So they crushed the brisket. Let's get back to that. I don't know how many people. I think they had around 10 or 12 people that had the brisket. We asked Jake how much they had left. He had enough for a couple sandwiches and breakfast. That's it. There goes 18 pounds of meat. You wonder where it's gonna go, but then it always disappears. And then Zach's family, they loved all of their food. As always, they gave us a nice little tip as well. That's always good. Tip the chef. Same way that you would tip a server. And the other rib lady, Sam, have you heard from her?
No, but she messaged her again.
She kind of went MIA. We've been trying to get a hold of her, but she hasn't messaged us back. I mean, we didn't hear that they were bad, so that's a good thing, I guess. Yeah, the brisket, we didn't even get a slice. That's why you send us snow, but we didn't get a slice either. And yeah, the jalapeno poppers, those were deadly. Seriously deadly. She might just be in a food coma. That's exactly it, right? So we're thinking our next little run around with the barbecue crew, we want to do beef ribs. I don't know if you guys have ever seen those or even eaten them, but smoked beef plate ribs. Insane. So good. Maybe next week. That might be a next week thing or the week after. Yeah, they're insane, right, Titan? Okay, let's get into what we have on the cutting board, because this is dinner. So, soba noodles. Before I'm like, this is good for those people that can't eat gluten. It's totally not. If you make your own though, yes. But this is what I use. So I typically buy quite a few things by the brand. That's Shirakiku. They're pretty popular here in Canada. And we have had these once. I believe I made like a cold soba noodle salad with them. So today we're gonna do them hot and do a stir fry with some shrimps and vegetables. Should be tasty. So all we have to do is cook these up beforehand, boiling water. Kind of the same as any other nude. So it says simmer for 7 minutes. Done and done. It is literally that easy. So in these ones, there is wheat flour, tapioca starch, buckwheat, salt, and water. But you can make your own soba noodles at home if you are celiac. So someone like Annie, hopefully he pops in at some point, but he could have those. All right, look at all these nice colorful vegetables that we get to use. So there's our shrimps. We'll have to peel them on. All they are is the shell is split. And because we're doing a stir fry, we don't want any shells in there. I don't think we want any shrimp shells in there. I mean, I just want to eat my stir fry without stopping. I just want to keep shoveling it in my face without having to pick a shell off. Okay, so that's that. Next up, so going along with our stir fry, we're gonna be doing a steamed acorn squash. That's that little guy. And this is the one recipe that I do have to link for you guys. It just looked so good. When I opened this recipe on the internet, I was like, oh my gosh, I need that. So it says you can use kabocha squash or acorn squash. Both of those varieties, you can eat the skin on the squash. And I was saying to Sam when we were talking about what we're having for dinner, I was like, this is probably a really good way to do this type of more starchy squash because I find they get dried out when we try to roast it. So, I mean, a butternut squash is pretty good to roast because they're quite wet and juicy, but something like an acorn or kabocha squash, I think is gonna be awesome steamed. Yeah, the shell adds a nice crunch. One way to keep the shrimp shell in the stir fry, if you don't want to waste anything, is you can fry up shrimp shells and they actually get like really nice and crispy. And that way they're a little bit more edible, but it's still not my favorite texture. Like you still know that you're eating a shrimp shell. So yeah, we just have to get this nice and soft. I have never steamed squash like this before. We're gonna be using a little steaming basket. What does it say? It says about 13 to 15 minutes. That makes sense. Hi, Mama. Everything's good. We had a really good week. Kind of finishing up some jobs and starting some new ones. We have some higher end jobs as well, like massive kitchens that don't get cooked in, RIP. What?
Rest in peace.
How are you and Papa doing? Yeah, it is quite late already. I mean, it's almost 6 p.m. here. Okay, so our steamed acorn squash, we're making up this really nice like ginger soy kind of sauce to go with it. So that's what the scallions and ginger are for, a little bit of garlic in there. And then for our stir fry, I want to do a little bit of shallot. Let's keep going on the garlic train for that. And then just some julienne red pepper, some bok choy, and I mean, I've been having a hankering for baby corn, so we got that as well. How was everyone else's week? I mean, other than the crazy weather, which I don't think that's gonna stop. I think it's just gonna keep getting worse and worse, but that's just me. That's my opinion. I mean, hopefully you all had a good week. I know it's been ripping by. Okay, let's make a quick prep list before we start. We have a couple things on the go. Bye, Ghost. So good to see you as well. Thanks for popping in, and don't work too hard. Okay, so peel shrimp, boil noodles, boil the nudes, the noodlers. Papa snoozing. Good style. Both doing good though. That's good. Have you guys had the kiddos lately? You down 24 wings? Oh goodness. Someone was for sure like baking bread in the apartment complex that we were working in, and it was just torturing us this afternoon. It's like, why do you have to bake bread right now? All right, peel shrimp, boil noodles, steam squash, our ginger soy sauce, and then the rest of this. Well, there's not a ton of ingredients here, so we don't need the list for anything else. Yeah, take note, Febreze or Glade. Fresh bread.
That candle would make me too hungry.
Yeah, Sam would just go straight for the Nutella.
I smell the bread, just give me the Nutella.
Okay, I'm gonna get a few things out as well. Let's get our steaming basket, because we'll probably be loading that up.
If you guys see Bob that Ross in here ever, we fixed his house.
Oh, so Sam brought one of our clients some salmon candy that we made in the summer. Just to try, because we like them. They're super, super nice people, and they are interested in us, so we want to take care of them as well. So we brought them the salmon candy. Sam was not allowed to leave without taking money from them. She literally chased him down the hallway as he was leaving. And he's like, okay. You had Sky today after school. Saw Robbie a lot, 5 minutes or so. Oh, for about 5 minutes. Oh, man. Seriously, Cookie, you do need one of these.
You haven't told him about Thursday yet, or Wednesday.
It's been a week. I can't remember all the things. You have to remind me, Sam.
The guy that was in the car?
Oh, yes. We got this, Cookie, garage sale.
$10.
Try 3.
$3.
$3. Good to go. Oh, that's the other interesting one. Okay, real quick before we start. We can just keep it on this cam. It's just peeling shrimps. All right, so go to work. It was Wednesday?
It was Wednesday, because Thursday we went and did 3, and then Friday we...
Right.
Wednesday.
Yeah, Sammy had a woman chasing him to give him money. My hero. Okay, so Wednesday, go to start work. It's 8 a.m. in the morning. That's when we're starting our work. Literally what did we do? We just went up to get the key for the building because we're working in the strata person's house for the building. So we get the key every morning from them so we can go in and out and keep the door locked. Because there's quite a few homeless people where we're working. Okay, so we don't, like, 2 minutes later, we're coming down the stairs, and then a lady from one of the other units, like, comes flying out of the stairwell, and what, Merv was, or Teddy was already there, the strata lady?
Merv was already downstairs.
Okay, so we're like, what's going on? Like, there's this huge kerfluffle in the lobby. Jenny comes in. She's like, so I went to go to, I think she was going to the pharmacy or something, and she goes to open her car door, and she hears this voice from the back seat. Hey. And she's like, what the fuck? And just like closes the door. This lady is probably like 7 years old. So she closes the door. Right now, her husband has a fractured knee, so he can't do anything. So she goes up to the second floor people and is like, where is Sam? I need him right now. But obviously we were getting our stuff and we were already outside. And so this little guy, shorter than me, had to kick a homeless person out of this lady's car first thing in the morning. The hell? The guy's like, oh, I just needed somewhere to sleep. She's like, well, this is private property, so you should find somewhere else. Like, nicest lady ever. But that's gotta be something. Getting in or going to get into your car and you hear, hey, the fuck? Hey, Taz, how's it going, man? Never a dull moment. I think that was the most exciting thing that happened this week. Yeah, karate chop him in the neck. Hiya! All right, let's peel some shrimpies. Fish was on sale at the store, so you got 2 fillets of perch, 4 fillets of tilapia, and 2 catfish. Nice, you should do a po' boy. Why not homeless big spoon, right? Thank you so much, Twitch Stewie. 2 months in a row. How are you doing? Yeah, this is why ejection seats are worth every penny. Just see ya. Pum. Some catfishing. Ugh, perch. I used to go fishing for perch when I was a wee one. We're gonna do a little, my favorite little Asian shrimp trick, which is putting a little bit of baking soda in with the salt and pepper when we season it. Has anyone else done that before? I've been doing that like for about the past year now since I found out about that little trick. And seriously, it keeps the shrimp like so juicy and plump. It's crazy. Some old lady kicked you out of her car this morning while you're trying to get some sleep. What? Too bad that was like 2 days ago. That would be hilarious though. Yeah. Could be a bit better. That's hilarious, man. Well, I'm excited for this weekend, guys. We have some good meals coming up. We get to do some turkey butchery tomorrow on stream. We're making a turkey chili, going the healthy route-ish again. We're gonna use light and dark meat. So we have a whole turkey to debone. And then maybe we will save the other half of it, like the other leg and breast, for something else. Maybe we'll do something on the smoker with it. And then Sunday is Paulsh's meal request day. So Halifax Donaires, an Eastern Canadian staple. So good. We're gonna make our own donair meat and everything. Nice. How much baking soda do you add to the shrimp? You never heard of this. So for this amount of shrimp, what do we have? What's this bag? 340 grams. I will add about half a teaspoon. You really don't need a lot, because if you do put too much baking soda, you will start to taste it. Be like, this tastes a little bit funny. You're offering free karate lessons for anyone here. The problem is I don't know karate. Too good, Titan. Rook! Look at that beer emote. Beer moat. I like it. Did you have a good week, Rook? It was okay. Nothing crazy. Honestly, guys, I'm excited to eat tonight and just do a little bit of relaxing. I'm ready for the weekend. Also, it's supposed to be nice and sunny outside, so we might be able to do a little bit of garden prep on Sunday on stream. Kind of taking all the old stuff out of the beds and then getting it ready. Maybe getting some seed trays ready. Just work, taking it easy this weekend, laying in bed, playing a game. Oh, that sounds amazing, man. Sounds perfect. We are actually doing a little bit of socializing this weekend as we've been invited to someone's house to have a fire in the backyard. And I said, hey, why not? We don't have a ton of friends here, so might as well spend time with some new people. But it's like, now that football's done, what's everyone going to do with themselves? Nothing wrong with sitting around the fire. Yeah, especially when the weather's supposed to be pretty nice. Maybe it'll stop raining for once. Okay, what do we have left in here? Scrampy roos. There we go. Oh, for sure gonna spray down this cutting board before we get going on those veggies. Ooh, what else did I do? I did a little bit of research and development this week. So Zach's friend has asked me and Sam if we can make some edibles for him. So I made some canna cinnabuns this week, and they were like seriously tasty. That's about it. Okay, shrimps are done. Do I want to season them? Maybe not quite yet, but I will leave them out. They're nice and cold, and I know we're gonna get cooking in the next little bit here. I did White Dove. I applied. I posted in Discord so I would always remember the day that I applied. It says it could take 2 to 4 weeks to hear back, so we'll see. Yes, thank you for staying on top of that for me, pushing me to do it. I'm excited. And honestly, even if we don't get it yet, well, just gonna have to keep working harder. Yeah, yes. I would love that. Out of anything, Cookie, at least just a little bit of feedback. Thank you so much, Elrad, for the 100 biddies. Thank you, thank you. You would never get it without applying. Totally. That's the thing. People don't like know me. There's how many thousands of streamers on there? I am starting to also learn that in this world that we live in now, like with all the social media. If you don't put yourself out there, no one's gonna know that you even exist, to be honest. So you really have to do stuff for yourself. Straight up. Okay, let's get a couple of pots going. So we can do a little steamer pot. I don't like that fit. We'll do the bigger pot. I won't be upset if I don't get it, because nothing's gonna change. That's the thing. The worst thing they can say is no, and then we just keep going how we always go. And I just put a little bit more effort in every week, see where we end up. Okay, we can fill both of these pots halfway up with hot water. Has anyone had soba noodles before? Or is this kind of a weird thing? I've never done a stir fry with them, so I think the biggest thing is just not overcooking them. You don't want it to stick to the pan. Also, still wish I had a wok. I think that'll be our next goal for stream, guys. A wok. It's gonna be the next thing. You don't need a ton of water in the steamer. Basically, you just have to put enough water in the pot so that it doesn't run out of water. That is it. Okay. See the setup on the stovetop? There we are. So steamer pot. Turn that on to medium, and then obviously the soba noodle water. We'll turn on to medium-high in this one. And we'll also just put a little bit of salt into the water so we can season the noodles as they cook. Let's do like 2 teaspoons worth. And then as far as these noodles go, you had them semi-often when you lived in Japan. So how would they prepare them in Japan? You buy them at Kroger once a month. Holy, that's a staple then for you, Bad Rhymer. Use them for ramen or stir fry. Yes, there's so many options. This is my first soba noodle stir fry. And I love how they come in like pre-packaged portions.
Oh, what?
Yeah. So it's like, oh, I only have 5 more portions left. Because I think that'll be enough. Or you want one more? We're noodling. They're not super expensive either. They're quite inexpensive to buy. I think this entire pack was like maybe $7 or less. Zaru soba. Boom, boom, boom. Mise en place. We'll put that over by the pot. Sammy's having cereals. Okay, we have peeled our shrimp. We're working on boiling the noodles. Let's get into our vegetables. So for sure the squash we should process first because that's gonna take the longest to cook. The squash is gonna take longer than us doing the entire stir fry. Here's this baby. So we bought this in October?
Yeah.
Wow, is that like 5 months ago? 4 months ago? Pretty flexible. Fried soba, yakisoba, sliced meat and veg, soba and broth. Obviously, this is grown on the island. And like I said earlier, if you missed it, this skin is edible. I always like to give it kind of like a half peel so you're not eating all of the skin. And then obviously, if we do want to eat the skin, we gotta just give it a little wash. We don't want any dirt on there. You like buckwheat pancakes? Yes. Yeah, I think that you would like the noodles. For sure, Cookie. They just have a really nice, like, nutty flavor to them. Yeah, now we want noodles. Send nudes. Garlic oil?
Garlic oil broth.
Oh. All cleaned up, ready to go. Your favorite is a burra soba, which is noodles in a dark garlic oil broth. I'm in. I am in.
Brown sugar.
You can buy unfrosted mini wheats?
You can. Why you would? I don't know.
Yeah, that was my facial expression there. Yeah, exactly. Could you not tell by my face? Didn't even know it was a thing.
That's an acorn squash. This is mini wheats. Or was.
Acorn squash.
Deli cup life.
Tip and top it. What are you laughing at?
Top it.
He's giggling.
I've never heard that.
He's never heard it, yet I say it every stream. Oh, that's because he's always napping in like 5 different places. He's really just a cat, this one. I always thought he was a dog, because of dog, but really he's just a cat that likes to nap places. It's like, well, I don't know where Sam is. He's probably napping somewhere. Yes, garlic oil is so easy to make. I have made that like the past couple of streams. I can show you my little jar that I keep. We filled it up last stream, so maybe we'll use a little bit today. How about that? That's my little jar that I make. There's quite a bit there now. So the way that I roast garlic is I take it all out of the peel. So you just have your cloves and then roast it at 400 Fahrenheit for about half an hour. And I just pour olive oil, or you could just use vegetable oil, whatever you want, over top of the cloves. So covering it completely, and that's how you infuse your oil with garlic flavor. It is that simple. And it is so, so good. Like, especially with vegetables, or even putting on like a steak before you sear it. Okay, let's break down our squash. We gotta scoop some seeds out of it. Captain Crunch, it chews up the roof of your mouth.
Oh yeah.
Acorn squash has like the most farty insides. Like out of all the squash, it has the most stinky. Just be warned if you do buy it, guys. Be like, oh gosh, it's like worse than a pumpkin. I mean, hey, if you were not using the garlic that you roasted at that time, 100%. Leave it in the oil, and you have to keep it in the fridge. That's the only thing. And then you can just take out your garlic or your oil whenever you want to use it. And I try to not let it stay in the fridge for more than like 2 weeks-ish. I think this squash is gonna cook quicker than the 13 to 15 minutes. Also, we have to keep in mind that basically the whole point of steaming is the size that you cut your squash is how long it's gonna take to steam. So the smaller we cut our squash, the faster it will cook. And that's basically with anything, really. So the thinner we cut the squash, faster it'll cook. So I would love to do more of like kind of a 7-minute cook on it. So kind of have that time, the original time they gave us, in half. And that way we can watch the squash and do our stir fry at the same time. Mexican squash boats. What's that, White Dove? Yes, so the fridge, I would say 1 week, maximum 2 weeks in the fridge for that. Ooh, thank you, Twitch Stewie. I will go look right now. Okay, that looks tasty. Are those like buckwheat soba noodles, or is that something different? That seriously looks delicious though. All right. So I love acorn squash for this reason. Look how beautiful that looks. So I think we'll just cut it in half this way and have like these nice little triangles to eat kind of bite size alongside of our stir fry. Yeah, it is beautiful. I mean, this is where the whole saying that food is art, this is where that comes in. Okay, so we got our half, and now thinking like maybe 1/3 of an inch thickness. We're almost boiling back there for our nudes. Fair enough, Twitch Stewie. Scoop out the inners, leaving only the shell. Fry onions, garlic, yellow, orange peppers. Add thyme, cumin, oregano, mixture, put back in the shells, top with cheddar cheese. Yum! Yeah, stuffed squash, stuffed peppers. We got options, friends. I'm gonna drop those nudes in. Three packs of nudes into the water. Thanks, Cookie. Bad Rhymer, thank you very much for the 2 months. Welcome to the Onion Squad. Steamed squash. This might be a first for me too. I think Sam as well. You know what's so good though? Tempura squash. You know what we could also do is do just like a little test piece of squash. Yeah, it's so nutty. Buckwheat noodles. Let's do it. Okay. Turn up my fan here. We're gonna do a little test piece of squash, guys, while the noodles are cooking. Take a piece, drop it in our steamer, and I'm gonna do 5-minute increments. Hey Siri, 5-minute timer. So we can kind of figure out how long it will take to cook the rest of the squash. That's a really smart thing to do if you've never done what you're being told to do by the recipe. Do a little tester. Even the chefs do it. And then I suppose we should get out a strainer for our noodles. And then we can start working into the rest of our vegetables. We got a red pepper to break down, some bok choy. Yeah, we have to do some tempura on stream, Cookie. I don't think we've ever done that one yet. Yeah, we're gonna get a wok first. Have our eyes on one. The big green egg wok. Okay, there's my strainer set up. Looks like it's cooking super quick. We want these al dente, right? Because we're going to be frying them up again. I think we're good already. That was not 7 minutes. So the noodle should be able to bite through it. And just have a little bit of chew. Just a bit. I know what I'm gonna do with these. I don't know if y'all are ready for this. Very shiny pepper. I know I looked at it today. I was like, well, that almost looks fake, doesn't it? Okay, there's our soba, or buckwheat noodles. We don't want them to stick together while we're prepping the rest of our stir fry stuff. So let's dress them with a little bit of oil, and then that won't happen. And well, to make it even better, we're gonna do garlic infused oil. Yeah, very steamy. Do a little pour, and then we'll toss that around. Make sure it's all nicely coated. Forgot to mention the Shun Premier Series Nakiri knife was on sale for $150. Don't tell me knife sales. It's not fair, vegan gelato. Oh, the garlic. I could just eat these noodles with the garlic oil on them. What? Okay, that looks good. If you're worried about it sticking together, I mean, you can use a little bit more oil. Or I'm probably just going to give them a little toss around kind of every couple of minutes until it looks like they're cooled off. So good. So good. All right. The Kate pepper cutting. Quick drink of water. Thank you, bad rhymer. Okay, so we're going to pretend like the core is this square. We're gonna cut along each side of it and just take the outside edges off. 1, 2, 3. Put it on its flat side. 4, 5. Boom. All the seeds stay on the core. If you don't want to waste any part of it, for sure, like, cut this off. I usually just give that to Doggo. And that, in my opinion, is the cleanest way to cut up a pepper. Okay, that was our 5 minutes for our squash. I'll just quickly check that. I'm gonna do 2 more minutes, and that will be my 7-minute mark. It might be 8 though. That's my guess. Okay, next up, we will clean out the veins, we'll call that. It's just kind of spongy. There's not a ton of flavor in there either. We're going to cut our larger pieces in half. We want nice bite-sized pieces. And then I think we're just going to do some julienne. So nice thin strips. Yes. And if I can make Italian grandmas happy, life is complete. Yep. All right, so that's kind of what we're looking for. This is a juicy pepper. And obviously we are cutting it nice and small, so it's not gonna take a long time to cook. I mean, stir fries are like 5-minute dinners, right? And I don't remember the last time we did a stir fry on Cook with Kate. Stir fries are really fun to make because you can practice your knife skills as well. That is a very good pepper. getting the tweezers out. Ready? Take that out. Turn that down. Obviously, it's going to be a touch hot, so don't burn your mouth. That is perfect, you guys. 7 minutes. It does make the starchy squash better. And then putting the ginger and soy sauce kind of sauce on top of this after, because we haven't seasoned this. So it's only been steamed, so it's a little bit bland. But you really get the flavor of the squash, like so much sweetness in this. And the skin is like so nice and soft. It's not weird when you eat it. Really good. Why don't I steam squash more often? I'm gonna save the rest of that pepper. I think it's just a touch too much. Got all sorts of good stuff happening. The Fill-A-Bag chef is now hosting me. Thank you. This is what we're doing. Packing it up. Okay, into our little bok choy. Our little baby bok choy. We are going to take all of the leaves off. If they look dirty, give them a little rinse. I love the crunch from bok choy. The crunch. Just need a little trim there. There. Mr. Turing's Enigma, thank you very much for the follow. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Yes, it is evening here. We are making dinner. I'm doing great. How are you doing? Thank you so much for the host. Just finished a work week and happy that it's the weekend now so that we get to stream together. Okay, so we want to, for our stir fry, kind of match the size of the bok choy to the size of the red pepper. So some leaves are bigger, some are smaller. For the bigger leaves, we're just gonna slice it in half down the center. There we go. You can stack them up. Gotta eat your greens, friends. I don't know if bok choy really counts. It's so juicy and crunchy. It has a really nice sweetness as well. Dust! How are you, my man? Thank you for the 7 months, sir. And you're currently on a 6-month streak. Oh, spent half a year together. Over half a year. Yes. Did you have a good week, Dust? Seems so quick, I know. Every week goes by quick. I feel like I can't keep up. Sam said time goes by fast when you have things to look forward to. And I agree. Oh, you're welcome, man. You are welcome. We're doing up a little bit of a shrimp and soba noodle stir fry tonight. So just finished cooking our noodles. I want to make sure they don't stick together, so we dress them with a little bit of garlic oil that we made. And then we have the squash prepped. We're gonna steam the squash. We just did a little test piece. It's so good. So this is gonna take 7 minutes in the steamer. We still have to do our little side sauce to go with it. And then we have the peppers, bok choy going in the stir fry. We can open up our baby corns. You had someone when you first started in the industry try and tell you the green part was safe to eat and the white was poisonous? What? Did you laugh? That's crazy. Some people, Philibeg chef, some people. Guys, what was the best thing you ate this week? What was the best thing that you ate this week? For me, well, we had Friday lunch on Wednesday, so I had a very tasty burger. That was like my favorite thing of the week. Can Sam message you? Yep, he's looking. He had headphones on. I just had to say it loud enough so he heard me. Okay, let us drain our baby corns. And I think I'm just gonna leave them that size. Another thing that adds some sweetness to the dish. So I think we might make our sauce a little bit spicy. You started laughing, yeah, and then arguing. How similar squash and bitter melon look after they've been sliced. Yeah. That is one thing that I've not cooked with, is bitter melon. Okay, aromatic for a stir fry. Would love to get some shallot and garlic in there. And then let us look at our recipe. So there is a recipe for the squash if you guys are like, oh, I'm intrigued. So we do need to slice up some scallions, mince a garlic, and then for the sauce, rice vinegar, sesame oil, soy sauce, honey, ginger, and then sesame seeds for garnish. Pretty simple, I would say. I'm going to use half of this shallot. Shallot. I don't know where that came from. Fried pork chicharron. Yum. Still remember going to the Mexican supermarket in California when we were there for TwitchCon. And they just have this massive case full of the biggest chicharron I've ever seen. Willamini! Hi! Thank you for the 4 months in a row. You guys are just filing in with these resubs. I'm gonna do this. Just peel it off. It's too rubbery. You won't be able to cut it anyways. That was the best thing you ate, fried pork chicharrones. Yes. That's a good one. Okay, we are going to slice our shallot in half, and then we're going to slice it as thin as we can. This is gonna get fried up before we really get our stir fry going. Even that might be a bit too much. I'm gonna stop there. So we all know this Sammy man doesn't love onions. And this still counts as an onion. Another thing that's gonna get packed up. We'll have to use it up this weekend on stream. Okay, garlics. Smash. Smash. What do we need? 1 clove for our sauce? Yes. And by 1 clove, they mean 2. So silly, guys.
By 1 clove, they mean 3.
Sam says 3. Trying not to cry. Don't worry, guys. It's nothing that you did. It's strictly the shallot. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Okay. We got that. Okay, we're almost there, friends. We are almost ready to stir and fry. I just really want to get this sauce done first. Shallots worse or better in the crying category? They are better. Yeah, onions get me way, way worse for sure. But shallots just like a little tickle, if you will. It lets you know it's there, but it doesn't bring on like full waterworks. Scooter Beach, how's it going? Thanks for popping in. This dressing part is interesting. Okay. So we're literally just mixing everything together. That is it. Yeah, good. This week flew by. Everything's good. No bad things happening. Getting like a good grip on some wedding planning too. I don't feel like I'm behind. All right, Ginger, time to meet your maker. So up to you guys, whether it says to like finely chop the ginger, but in this case, I mean, to get the most flavor and not get like the gingery hairs in your mouth, I like to microplane mine. So like grate it really fine. I'm just gonna trim off the skin up to the point where I'm gonna microplane it off. Should be good. Best thing you had this week, White Dove, you made a spicy orange teriyaki turkey tenderloin. Yum! With broccoli and brown rice. That sounds so good and healthy. So good. Yeah, we're doing turkey chili tomorrow. Keeping that turkey train going. Okay, let's grate this ginger up. Ultimately, we could do the same with the garlic, but I find that it makes your hands super sticky. So I will use the garlic press instead. There we go. Thank you, Scooter Beach. They are from Sam's parents. They were a Christmas gift. They know I like skulls and sugar skulls, so they always kind of get me something every year. They are so comfy. Great for cooking. Hey, we want to rinse out all those ginger hairs ASAP out of our grater. Otherwise, they will stick in there. It'll be a pain in the butt. Get them gone. Sounds good, Cookie. I'll be here. Okay, what's our sauce amounts here? 2 tablespoons of rice vinegar, 2 tablespoons of toasted sesame oil. Two teaspoons of honey. We need soy sauce. That's gonna be really nice and balanced. Hona. Sounds pretty good. You have some leftover soba noodles. Maybe you'll have to make something like this. Ooh, nice. Yeah, leftover soba? I'm sure that would fry up really nice. Really, really nice. Okay, our rice vinegar. So 2 tablespoons. This is a ½ tablespoon measure. My other one's dirty right now, so we need 4 of those. Done. We need a tablespoon of soy sauce. So this is our salt, our seasoning for the squash. Have I ever used dark soy sauce? I don't even know if I've ever bought it. One thing I have used is a sweet soy sauce. That is super yummy. Really good for making glazes and stuff. But I've never, oh no, I'm losing my shallots. I've never bought a dark soy sauce. I did see the Hunger Service using it last week on stream, and he said it's really awesome if you're looking to get some color onto whatever you're putting with it. So like you want your meat to get like really nice and dark from the marinade. He said that's a good time to use it. I'm gonna guess that it's quite a bit saltier as well, but that's a guess. It's incredible. Ooh, okay, I will have to try it. Is it more expensive? Not really. Okay, that's fair. Okay, 2 tablespoons of sesame oil. Wow. Wow. That's quite a bit. Sesame oil is quite strong. And we always keep ours in the fridge just because sesame seed goes rancid really quick. And if you keep it cold, it will last a little bit longer. It also makes it a little bit difficult to get out of the bottle. Just gonna eyeball it, friends. This is where we're going. It's like, no, I will not come out of the bottle. Okay, I think that's good. And then honey, teaspoon. We'll just fill up this. since it is 2 teaspoons worth. Biggest bottle of honey ever. It's always smart to measure out your oil before your honey, because then your honey just falls right out. Just like that. Clearing the area. Nice, I taught you something new, Scooter. Okay, so dark soy sauce is less salty with lightly sweet flavor. What? Yeah, that doesn't make sense, right? You would think that it would be stronger because it's darker, but that is not the case. Very cool, guys. Thanks for teaching me about that. I mean, I always try and teach you what I know. So I love when you guys do the same for me. Okay, let's mix up our sauce. We're just missing one thing. I almost forgot. And you know what, guys? Honestly, because this is raw garlic in the sauce, we're just gonna do the 1 clove. Because raw garlic has a pretty sharp flavor. And it can easily overwhelm your palate. This is gonna be good. Really good. We'll give it a little taste. This would be super good for dumplings too. I know, now I want dim sum. Got the steamer basket out. It is so balanced. Like, there's nothing that is outshining the other thing. Like, it's just sweet, salty, a little bit acidic, nutty from the sesame oil. You get the little bit of like freshness from the garlic and ginger. That's going to be good. This is ASMR. I get that quite often. Quite often. And honestly, I hope that it would be. I want this to be like relaxing for you and maybe a little bit inspiring. Okay, we're gonna trim up the bottom of our scallions. And then I always like to just cut them kind of in half so we can cut more at one time. And we're just gonna slice these as thin as possible. We will use a little bit in the stir fry, and then we'll use a little bit just to garnish the dish as well. Maybe I will keep this guy out for garnish. And the rest can go in. Because scallions taste good when they're fried up too. Still get that little bit of light onion flavor. They're really good when you char them as well. Charred scallion. It's a thing. Go, go, go. Okay, so garnish should be always just a little bit more refined, right, than the actual dish. So I saved these 2 little sprigs. We're gonna go, it's called on the bias. So we're gonna cut it at an angle so you get kind of a longer strip, but it's gonna be thinner. So then we get something that looks like that. And yes, this is also making me cry. I don't know what's happening today. Just really emotional. Just really happy to be here. There we go. Yum. Right. We will put our garnish to the side. I think we're ready to go, guys. We are ready. Let's do one last quick kind of check of our prep list. You always forget to cut like that. Yeah, it's so simple, hey, to change up the look of something. Just kind of angle your knife different. The only rule for garnishes ever is that it has to be edible. And that does not mean just putting a sprig of rosemary into a steak. How would you like it if you were expected to eat like raw, uncut rosemary with your steak? Probably not so good. So garnishes should also be like a little bit thought out, and they should complement the dish. They should not just be thrown in there because you need something green. That's what I was taught. Those are the only garnish stipulations. Okay, we are good. So 7 minutes to steam the squash. We're gonna say goodbye to this now. We're going over to the stove top. Let's get rid of our boiling pot. I'm gonna use our nice big cast iron pan, and we're going to move this over. Move over our boiling station or our steaming station so that we can have the power burner and get our cast iron really, really hot. Okay, our noodles are still good. They're not sticking. I think one thing I will do, just put the squash into something that's a little bit easier to transfer into the steamer pot. There we go. So as soon as that comes up to a boil, we're dropping all our stuff in, and then I have our cast iron heating up on medium-high heat. You really want to get it rocking. And you want a high heat oil here. I'm actually out of grapeseed, so I'm gonna rock the coconut oil, guys. I actually really like frying stuff up in coconut oil. With the soba, I think it'll be nice because we already got the nutty flavor from the soba noodle. So it should complement quite well. Okay, the steps I'm gonna take for the stir fry. So we're gonna fry up the shallot first. A minute or two just to get a little bit of golden brown color on there, some caramelization. Also is creating flavor. And then with the shallot, we'll throw in our minced garlic as well as our red pepper. Give that a quick little fry, and then we'll do our bok choy and then our shrimp. So the shrimp should be added basically right at the very end of the stir fry. Should not be added first. Otherwise, you're gonna end up with like rubbery shrimp that have shrunken down to nothing. So we don't want that. The shrimp should be one of the last things to go into a stir fry. If it was chicken, we could add it a bit earlier because it'll take a touch longer to cook, but shrimp cooks in a couple of minutes. So we really want to treat it with care. Be delicate with it. And then kind of as far as stir fry seasonings go, well, soy sauce, always a good option. If you have like mirin as well, it is leaking. I see that. Thank you for the heads up. Try and get it to not leak on that side, but then it's probably just gonna leak on the other side. Let's see if we can fix it. Why would it do that, White Dove? Okay, soy sauce, rice vinegar. I mean, we could always use up the sauce that we just made for the squash as well. We're gonna drop those squash in. So I'm gonna do 2 layers. Try and spread it out nicely. We don't want it piled on top of itself because it won't cook evenly then. And I see our stir fry pan is smoking hot, so that's good. Just gonna let that cool off just a sec. We don't want to burn our shallot, but we do want our pan nice and hot. Okay, there we go, guys. All our squash is in. I will set the 7-minute timer that we figured out. Hey, Chips for dinner. How's it going, Jen? Did you have a good week? Hey, Siri. 7-minute timer.
Okay, your timer is set for 7 minutes.
It might be a bit longer since we're doing the 2 layers with the squash this time instead of just one little piece. So we'll see. Always good to set yourself a timer though. Okay, stir fry. Kind of up to you how you want to stir it around. I'm just gonna use a spoon and I have some tongs over here with the noodles. I think that's all the utensils we should need. So let's start with our shallot. This means we have 7 minutes to get this stir fry done. You finished your thesis. Congrats. Oh my gosh. Is that it for schooling then, or do you have more? Still have major edits to do, but no more writing. Oh, that's gotta be a good feeling. All right, so just golden brown color on this. It's gonna cook really quick. So I always choose to just keep stirring it around. It is called stir fry for a reason. I might also pop open a window real quick. We're heating it up, friends. Let's get our garlic over here. Mince our garlic in. Go, go, go. Do not waste any of it. Okay, give that a stir. Obviously you can see our shallot is browning up real quick. So I'm gonna add the peppers right into that to kind of slow it down a bit. Sammy with the meal request. May I have a rad Greek salad? Maybe with a Palche donair? Oh, well then. I think I could do that. Okay, give that a stir. Now we're frying. Now I'm gonna turn up the pan a little bit more since we have some wetter ingredients in the pan. Frying garlic and shallot, that equals flavor. Jen, you still have to edit and defend it in front of a committee, but then, yep, that's it. What? What is the topic of it? What is the topic of your thesis? Yeah, Sammy. Already demanding. How are you, Rolo? What kind of ice creams are happening right now? Let's try this. Let's add our bok choy. And now we're gonna add some salt. So all of these vegetables, we need some seasoning. Up to you whether you want salt or soy sauce, tamari, etc. I think I'll do a little bit of soy because it gives nice caramelization. Crank that pan now. You can see how all of the vegetables have cooled it right off. I'm gonna add in our baby corns too. That is quite a large one. We'll cut that one down. Defrosting from the snow you had on Wednesday. It's all gone now. Oh man. We almost had snow. Very, very close. I mean, all the higher elevations did. We just got a light dusting. That's all. Should be almost done with that though. The snow. Just added a touch of rice vinegar. And I'm grabbing out our sesame seeds for garnish to go with our scallion. And let's add our chopped scallion into there so we can get some heat on it. I might do something a little bit crazy and take all the veggies out and then just like quickly fry up the shrimp on its own to maybe get a bit of color on it. I'm gonna try a piece of this bok choy. Oh yeah. Okay, we're getting there. That's our squash timer. Be careful checking, but we are good. Okay, since we are good, I'm gonna turn that off and I'm gonna take the steamer basket just off of the heat. Otherwise it will keep steaming and then we'll have squash that's falling apart. We don't want that. Just gonna put it on the board here. Steamy. And that can go off. So we barely used any water as well. Okay, going to quickly pour this out. Whew, that pan's a touch too hot right now still. Chief, thanks for the host, man. Scrape as much out as you can. If there are a couple remnants, that's okay. It's all going in the same spot. It's all going to the same place. Okay. Let that sit on the burner for like 10 seconds and then we'll put our shrimps in. How are you, my dude? Are you still streaming? Grab our bowl while we're waiting. Here we go, friends. Oh, I forgot the baking soda trick. Dang it. Okay, we'll see. I'll see if I can tell a difference. You're making your return to streaming on Sunday. Nice. What are you going to be doing for it? All right, scrimpies. Just gonna wash my hands after touching those. I am gonna put salt on those. They will need it, as well as pepper. But we can already see how fast that is cooking. So we gotta go quick. Grind up some pepper. And then when they look like they're about half cooked, which they almost are, then we'll add our vegetables back in, as well as our noodles. And we are there, friends. Yes. 10 more seconds. I'm gonna be good and not touch it. I'm streaming kind of late on a Friday. Yeah, we got home a little bit later, like 4:30. Some Fridays we're home earlier, some were later. I do my best, Dust. Okay. Oh, we're popping. Let those vegetable juices kind of loosen the shrimp off. And then we'll put our soba noodles on top of that, and they can kind of steam and get warm. Yes. Such nice color on the shrimp. That's what I wanted. Okay, we can turn the heat off and now focus on seasoning the rest of the dish. I think I'll use a little bit of the special sauce that we made to go with the squash. So I'm gonna bring that all over here. So here's our squash. It's just chilling here in the steamer still. We're steaming you up. It's staying warm. Took this from Discord. You're having it for dinner next week. I love that, Scooter. And yeah, if you want to post your meal after you make it, go for it. Love, love that. Oh yeah. Yes, Chief, wherever the smoke takes ya. Let's get into this. I'm gonna switch to tongs now. It smells super good. I just want to make sure that all of the components are seasoned properly. Because there's quite a few different ingredients in there. The noodles aren't sticking. I think that's the most important. Let's try our shrimp. Shrimp is seasoned good. It doesn't need anything. I'm gonna take a little forkful of like a little bit of everything. Just because at this moment it's easier for me to use than chopsticks. It's really hot. But we're really close to nailing the seasoning. So I think just a bit more of the garlic oil. Boop. You're like a bit more. Yeah, that was like a tablespoon. There'll be leftovers from this, I'm thinking. And then to keep on our Asian route, just a bit more soy. And then keep in mind that we are serving it with the squash and the sauce. So don't over season it, because that stuff is gonna kind of run in the bottom of the dish if you are serving it in the same dish together. I think we are good, guys. That's colorful and healthy. Moving this over for a sec. We're going right in the middle here. Let's see what I can concoct. Make this look great. Thank you, Chief. Thank you. Okay, so I always like to start with our big pile of noodles in the bottom. And then we can top it with all of our other add-ins to the stir fry. So our shrimp, peppers, bok choy, baby corns. And you can really use almost any type of vegetable for this. Switch it up every now and then. Obviously, I'm leaving room on the other side of the bowl for our squashes. Concoct. You know me, Dust. You know me. Nay. Stop it. Scoop the squashes on the side, and then we'll dress them up. This is a nice, healthy meal, guys. I'm gonna be full on that, so I think I'm gonna stop. Maybe one more, just to kind of even it out. I didn't steam it. I didn't salt the squash when I steamed it because we made this lovely sauce to go on top. But if I ever did steam squash again and not have a sauce with it, 100% I would season it. I think it needs it for sure. He is playing his Outer Worlds game. Okay, garnish time, friends. We have our sauce, our fancy little scallions, and some sesame seeds. Yeah, you want to hear how soft the skin is? He'll tell you. Okay, get a little mix up on our sauce. I'm just gonna probably leave the rest of it just in the middle of the table between the two of us so we can kind of like dip whatever we want into there. It's good for dip into. Ginger, soy, and garlic sauce. Just like that. Sprinkle our scallions. Just like that. And then just a little sprinkle of sesame seeds. I'm so excited for this. I've been thinking about this all day. I want to do the sesame on the scrimps, but you can put it on the squash if you want. You can do it everywhere. How about that? A little bit on everything. And that's just gonna go with our nutty soba noodles. Okay, quick photo for me. Oh, I think Sam just finished his game. That's why he's not here. Serious times. Yeah, grain de sesame. Very fancy. A really hearty, healthy dish. Yes, I think it's gonna fill us up really nice. I feel like I'm missing a light, but I think it's just kind of shadowy in here today. I know that's out of the view. I'm sorry, friends. I gotta get it for the gram. We gots to get it. Yum. Heavenly. He's not coming, guys. He's not coming over. I don't know what's wrong. Thank you, Cookie. Oh, can she reach? I see the chopsticks. This is why they invented tongs. We have 1, 2. Scooter Beach, welcome in. Thank you very much, Cookie, for helping to build the community. Because I know you guys want like the close up. It just started pouring rain outside again. I'm gonna go for this little piece of squash. Ginger and squash. Very, very good together. I know, there's food to be yoinked and nommed. I told him mini wheats might spoil his dinner or his appetite. Oh man, Cookie, those muffins, so good. So, so good. Ours were like gone in 2 days. Just snacking on them. The squash just melts in your mouth. So acorn squash, obviously you can eat the skin, the same as kabocha squash. And it is more starchy than sweet compared to like a butternut squash, let's say. That's like a good controlled variable squash is the butternut squash, which is quite like juicy and wet, right? So I think steaming the starchy squash is really, really nice way to do it, because I find if you roast an acorn squash or kabocha, it gets super dry. Hey Trey, how are you? I'm happy you could join us. I just started digging into this. More nudes. Lost that ass. It is so good. The garlic oil just added something else to this. Like, there's no replacement for garlic oil. This is like one of these bowls where it's just like, just keep slurping it in. Want some shrimp with my noodles too. Shrimp and soba noodle is such a good combination. Like the nuttiness with the seafood. Yes, actually, I have to do that next time, Cookie. I actually have to be proper and mash the blueberries first. So there's a touch of difference. I think actually the biggest thing, so these are still like really nice and juicy and not rubbery. The baking soda thing, I think it helps like keep all the moisture in, because I find that these shrunk a lot, but they still have the same texture in your mouth. Whereas if you do the little bit of baking soda when you season them, they kind of just like hold their size better and they don't shrink as much. They don't lose as much moisture. That's amazing, Cookie. Yeah, it's technically not my blueberry muffin recipe. It's my aunt's roommate's great-grandma's recipe. Yeah, that's why it's so good. And thank you so much for sharing. It's been passed down. I'll see if I can get Sam in here just so we can try some of this squash. Get the proof from him. He knows. He knows, guys. It's like the stream is just not the same. Because it's like, I know, well, I think this is good, but Sam could be like, nah, this isn't very good. This was really easy, and 100% I'll be making it again. The proof is in the squash. Thank you. That's just well seasoned. I like all the little things we can pick out of this too. It's like you can eat all your stuff together, or you can just like eat it bite by bite. We got options. We got options. Okay guys, so tomorrow, kind of same dealio as the last few weekends is I am starting at 11 a.m. Pacific time. And tomorrow on stream. So we have a couple things going on. I want to do, it is so good. It is so good, Bad Rhymer. Thank you so much, Cookie, for the 1,000 biddies. Yes, happy beginning to the weekend. Thank you, thank you. Did you get your sauce?
Oh.
All your garnishes are there. Ginger, garlic, soyish kind of sauce for sure the squash because it's not seasoned. And then it's super good with the stir fry. Just a couple of scallions and then sesame seeds. Okay, so
I totally forgot the sauce.
yeah, he forgot the sauce. Turkey chili happening tomorrow on stream. We're gonna be learning how to butcher a turkey. We are going to be grinding our own turkey meat for it. We got some kidney beans for that. Rick and Morty. Love you, Bad Rhymer. Hopefully see you tomorrow. And then for the sweet treat for tomorrow, it's called brioche au sucre. So it's a sweet brioche with pearl sugar in it.
Tastes better too.
The squash tastes better steamed, right?
Mm-hmm.
So good. Butchering a turkey. We're doing it. We picked up the Turks today. I'm so excited. And then, yes, Sunday is Paulsh's meal request. Halifax doner. You can see how us Canadians do a doner. What you think? What time tomorrow? 11 a.m. Pacific time. And then it will be the same for Sunday. It seems like we've been doing really good at that time, so we're just gonna keep it rolling. Yes, exactly, exactly. So I have had this, I believe only once. I've had the brioche au sucre. And this was in Paris. So this sugar. Pearl sugar. And they either sell it as like this little cute bun or like a full loaf. So I got the full loaf one day. I couldn't stop eating it, you guys. I had crushed this whole loaf of bread. But mind you, I did kind of walk around everywhere, as that's my thing when I travel, is I just walk to every place. I never take taxis.
We do like 20, 25 kilometers.
Yeah, so I probably did like 20K that day, just like living off of bread. And that was a request from quite a while ago. Someone that you might recognize from chat, Jelly-Filled Poop. So they requested that.
JFB.
And I'm ready to do some baking tomorrow. So that's what's going to happen. Oh, man. I know who we're going to go raid, guys. We're going to go do Miss Molly. She's doing a Taco Bell stream. What's better, burrito or tacos? Yes. Chose burrito over tacos?
Yeah.
Who is this guy? I know, we're trying to leave. I know, me too. I'm also trying to leave, but I can't stop. Burritos. Okay, let's go see her. Looks like she's having an awesome stream. Let's go spread the love. Yeah, tacos. Tacos, tacos. Thank you guys so much for everything today. Had a couple of resubs, a couple of follows. Cookie, thanks for spoiling with the gifted subs and the babies, as well as Elrad. Love you guys. Spell it correctly. There we go. Yeah, I choose actual Mexican tacos. Ding, ding, ding. I don't remember last time I had Taco Bell.
I've never had Taco Bell.
Sam's never had it.
Never.
I ate there when I was young, until a really drunk guy came in one day and puked everywhere. And then I haven't had Taco Bell since. And with that, I bid adieu. Okay, see you guys tomorrow. Love ya.
See you next time. Fuck, you just ended just like the Grand Tour. And on that bombshell, I'm out.